we're going to review our charts from last week, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at what moves can we catch this week, okay? First thing I'm going to look at right now, because it's really moving. Oh, before I do that, one last announcement. I have the worst internet ever, guys. All right, so if my internet goes out, stick around, okay? Give me about 5 to 10 minutes to come on. Usually, I'm able to come back on my phone and give you guys an update. If my internet does go out and it doesn't come back within 10 minutes, don't worry. I will still do my chart markups. I will drop them all in the free Telegram group as well as the Slack channel, okay? So, bad internet, hang out for 10 minutes. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, go to the chat, okay? So, I have a nasty markup here. Let me just delete all of this. Actually, because it was a review, right? So, let's see here. I'm going to go back. We might have to come, well, I might have to look at gold first because of something that I see that's actually playing out. So first off, forget all this stuff up here right now because we're going to review it, okay? Right now, I'm on the 15-minute time frame. If I pop up to the 4-hour, let's look at some things, okay? Let me just remove all this stuff, man. Let's look at some things. I'm going to keep my EMAs on here for right now, all right? And then we're going to come back and start this thing up probably at the end of the call. But looking at gold, guys, listen, it is my bias on gold that we will be buying next time, okay? At least 200 pips, okay? That is my bias on gold. Why? Why am I saying that? First off the rip, right? This is on the 4-hour time frame. We can even see what I'm about to point out on the daily time frame, but I like it better than 4 hours. So let me just pop back real quick. We know that when the market has an impulsive fall or violent fall, that we're looking for a pullback, right? Well, last week, Friday, between Thursday and Friday, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the market fell. Actually, I think it was that Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. At any rate, we all know why. I touched on it on last week's webinar, within this webinar, that the coronavirus scare, right? The market is really driven by emotions right now. We're in an emotional market, okay? So we had this violent drop. Boom. What did we hit? We hit a major resistance level. Based off the 4-hour, this yellow EMA is my 200 EMA. This orange EMA is my 50 SMA. And then I have, I forget the colors in these. Okay. My white is my 10. And then this is my 15, okay? Just to let you guys know. I'll let you guys see this so you can write that down, okay? 50, 200. Just understand that the 50 is an SMA, the 200 is an MA, a moving average, and my 10 and 15 are both exponential moving averages, okay? So looking at the market on the 4-hour, and if I'm talking too fast, let me know and I'll slow down, all right? Based off the 4-hour, we hit a major support level, guys. And then what happened? The first drop that hit this major support level, buyers came back here and pushed the price back up, right? And then the next 4 hours, it was really a battle between buyers and sellers, okay? The market will push down and push back up. You can tell from the wicks, okay? This is telling me that sellers are having a problem with pushing price, gold price, any lower than 1562. Now understand, this wick may look small, but that's 200 pips. Okay, we're talking about gold here. That wick may look small, but that wick is 200 pips. So even though we have that wick and we see that sellers are having a problem, they're struggling, we keep on pushing the price down, do we want to jump in too early? It really depends on you as a trader and your trading style. Okay, I am more of a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not intense, but I'm more of a, man, so it's just like right there on the edge of my brain. I can't think of the word. Basically, sometimes aggressive. Thank you, Gary. I'm more of an aggressive trader. So for me, when I see price struggling at a major support level, even if you go straight across there, guys, right? Remember last week, if you're on my call when we were talking about indices, remember these levels, these are areas, right? We might even come down here, right? Resistance support levels, resistance levels, they're not specific price points. They're areas, right? So it's a range between 1586 and 1561. This 200 pip range can all be a support level, okay? Now, we look in the past, we saw that once the price had broke above these levels here, it just kind of consolidated for a while, right? Even though this is like this is more than 2 pips. That's a 400 pip range. So you could definitely trade within that range as long as you know that you're buying, you're selling at the top and buying at the bottom, right? So this whole range can be a support level. So for me, when I see price struggling to get back down there, since I'm more of an aggressive trader, and I see that my 50 MA is way up here, as well as my 1015 hasn't even crossed above my 50, keeping in mind that we're on a 4-hour time frame, I don't mind dropping a small position here for the buy, okay? Because I know that if I set me a 50 pip stop loss, and this thing actually hits my stop loss, I'm still expecting it to buy, right? So if it did hit my stop loss, I'll just jump right back in, okay? Then we can also break this down to the 1-hour time frame. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit lower. All right, so understand that our bias is this. Oh, my bad. Wow. My bias is this. Coming back up to at least the 50 EMA. Okay? Just keeping it simple, guys. So at least here, or it could end up being a little bit lower, depending on what price comes. But even then, that's still how many pips? That's 248 pips. Okay? So you could eat off of that very type of person who catch 10, 15, or 50 pips. You could eat off of this axis going up, right? So my bias is at least a buy to about 1610. Can it go higher? Yes, especially if it decides to do something like this. Now this part I'm about to show you is pure theory, okay? So we're looking for it to possibly play out. When we chart up the market, we don't just say, okay, price is going to do this or that. The way we look at the market is these are possible outcomes that can happen, right? I want to see what are my 2 or 3 possible outcomes. I want to chart out both potential outcomes, and then when price breaks a specific area, then I know which buyers I'm going to go to, whether it's a buy or sell. We don't marry our buyers, right? We trade what the market gives us. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because we don't want to impose or try to impose our will on the market, right? A lot of times traders get stuck at, okay, I think it's going to buy, so they only chart up the potential buy, and then they only see clues for the buy. But if you chart up for both maybe a buy or a sell, depending on the market, then you're going to be looking mentally, subconsciously, for clues or confirmations for both ways. So then you don't marry your bias. You guys feel me? So this is the potential outcome also. For the buy back up. All right? Anytime I see, for me personally, this move right here is called like half a back, right? So if this impulsive move comes all the way down, then buys back up. That's called a half a back. Okay, that is a reversal, pattern. Okay, some people trade it, some people don't. But anytime I have market come down like this on the left side, pretty short, and then buy back up, and I have an impulsive move down, right? I'm looking for that impulsive move to come back up. And then that gives me a potential inverted head and shoulders or regular head and shoulders. This depends on which way I'm going. But this example, a potential inverted head and shoulders, okay? So I'm basically preparing myself for something like that to play out. And if it did play out, I've already got I'm already locked and loaded to execute on that buy, okay? So my bias is a buy on this. So now what we want to do is we'll look at confirmations to support your bias, okay? We'll look at confirmations to support your bias. So we mark this up, not even really a full markup, okay? But we halfway marked this up on the 4 hour. I'm just going to break this down in the 1 hour. And now I start seeing what? I start seeing my smaller EMAs starting to curve back up, right? That tells me that price could come here, or where we marked down at, or I'm looking forward to buy back up and do a what, guys? Who could tell me, someone already said it earlier, that when we have a breakout of the zone, what are we looking for? When we have a breakout of the zone, happens all the time. Someone already said it.
Retest. A retest.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, video. Yep. We're looking for the retest. So in my mind, I'm already thinking, all right, I already broke out the zone. Price really hasn't retested back up. Plus my 50 EMA is just crossing over my 200. Okay? So in my head, I'm already thinking retest. That's the buy confirmation, right? These EMAs start to curve up. Once we break over I forget the color again, okay? Over the 15, this is a more risky trade. And the one reason why I'm taking it, or why I've been taking it, is because of how many pips is in between here. This is a lot of pips. That's 500 pips, guys. Right? So we could definitely, we're not going to let that go. You feel me? So we could drop a smaller lot. You could actually do it from here, honestly. You could have did it 5 minutes ago also. But a buy back up, go for the set amount of pips. This one is set right here. That's 250. That can't be right. Maybe it is. That's like 241 pips. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at that. All right. And then the buy all the way back up is how much? 469 pips. Do you need all those pips, guys? Yes, I actually, Cornelius, we're about to see that on a lower time frame. I'm going to show you guys. So we see that price has been struggling down here. We're looking for the pullback. It's the day, right? Let's do it down to the 15 minutes. This is where I like to start looking for entries, right? This is where I called the buy earlier inside the group, okay? Right here, what does that look like to you guys? Anyone can tell me. Do you guys see any kind of formation there? Inverted head and shoulders, yes.
Yeah, head and shoulders inverted.
Yep. This right here is the inverted. I clicked the wrong one. I'm spending a little bit more time on gold right now, right out the gate, because this is a move that's happening now. Okay, this is a move that I'm planning on scalping probably the rest of the night. Okay? Boom, inverted head and shoulders. Okay, now you could wait until this high is broken here. This high right here. You could wait until 1592 is broken. right? Let me remove this. Let's drop this one in. If we get something like this, then the retest, that's the entry. You do enter on the retest, especially if this lines up with retesting one of our EMAs here, like the 15, right? If by the time price breaks up, it comes back down, and you're actually tapping like the top of the 15 EMA, that's the buy entry. Okay? And then the stop loss, you just put it below. Easy day, right? Stop loss will go here. I'll just make that black because that red's right there. Or the stop loss will go down here. Right here, this is how many pips? That's 40 pips right there. 44. Oh, wait, actually, I'm sorry. My bad, guys. That's 120 pips. Some of you might not want to write something like that, right? So, and that's for 171 pips for 1-to-1 ratio. But let's see if we can find another support level over that. Oh, yeah. Another support level on the smaller time frame. All right. So actually, what I want to do is I want to take that first chart and want to go on the 4 hour. I'm sorry. I want to go ahead and drop this first chart, okay, before we get any deeper, and things start to get a little bit messy. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do this. We got an inch down here. Let's just say inches right here, okay? So we'll wait for a breakout. We're waiting for a breakout. Where's my arrows at? But that shortcut somewhere. There always, there we go.
So that would be a buy limit?
Yeah, you could actually, you could do a buy stop for when it breaks this level, or once it breaks, you could put a buy limit down at the top of the candle. So when price comes back down to retest, you'll be instant. You feel me? So we could do a buy stop straight at the gate, or you could wait so it comes up, retest, and boom, buy up. Okay. First take profit will be at the 50 MA. So let me just do this. I want to keep this stuff super clean, super simple. Let's look at gold. Case 4. Can you take an early entry now? Yeah, but just be modest with your lot sizes, guys. All right, I don't want this thing to pull back on you. Okay, especially if the account can't handle that. All right. So here, there's just a closer look. Nice little ugly. Inverted. Keep it simple. Feel me? Like that. Let me actually remove this. I'll drop this chart without that on the 50 minute. All right, and then I'm gonna throw that on there real quick so you guys can see what I see. Keep it super clean. I'm also gonna go ahead and remove the EMAs just so you guys can see. We could come all the way back up here potentially, right? Potentially, right? That's up to 15. And then let me show you why I entered earlier. based off of the 5 minute, right? So I got my bias in the 4 hour. I said, hey, we're about to buy, right? So then I dropped down to the 15 minute, and I started entering trades down here at 15.82, right around here. Once I saw a price come up and come back down to retest my 15, I took a more aggressive entry, okay? Because I saw this double bottom over here play out. It came up, and all this down here, if I remove this, if I hide this, actually, if I hide this, I saw that this was nothing but retesting the top of that W. Many times, created a smaller inverted head and shoulders, waiting for the buy up, okay? Can you guys see that clear? Price came up, retested. Every retest is the entry for me, all right? Now, once it's 10 to 15 on a 5 minute, cross over to 50, I'm definitely going a lot harder on the entries, all right? Because now my buy is more confirmed once the smaller EMAs actually cross over to go to the upside. Now we have a what? If we don't count the 200 EMA, once these smaller EMAs cross over to 50, what's the term that we have for the buy? What's the term that I usually use?
Homer.
What is that? I heard it.
Homer bias market.
Yes, Homer. We have a buy Homer, okay? For a short-term buy, as long as we're below the EMA 200, it's still, in my head, it's still short-term move, okay? So we got the buy for the short-term. We got the buy. Now, what we want to do is don't enter now, guys. Wait for this to pull back, okay? Wait for it to pull back. Who cares if you missed out on all these extra pips? Price will always pull back. You feel me? Okay. So I just want to show you guys that real quick. And let's move on. This is what you're looking for. So pull up. Let it pull back to the 50. Price always wants to come back to the 50. That's your entry. Take it up to the 200. Okay? That right there, 163 pips. Okay? 163 pips. Easy there, right? Let me go ahead and drop this. So you guys can see. I'm just going to say this right here. Drop a little note. Wait for pullback on the 5 minute. 10 and 15 in there, cross over the 50. Wait for pullback to the 50 in there. Alright. Take the buy up to the 200. And then, or let's just say 1600. Hold on. Okay? Boom. Easy there. Really simple, right? We'll do the same exact things on all. It doesn't matter what we're trading. We'll do the same things, guys. Alright. Good to go. Let me go back and look at the charts from last week now. Oh wait, did we have a call last week? I think we did, but I don't think we did. So do me a favor, guys. Drop your favorite pairs inside of the chat. We're gonna look over them. Drop your favorite pairs inside the chat. Because I don't know if we had a call last Sunday. I'm not seeing what was last Sunday. '23rd. Yeah. Alright, so what we got? GBP NZG. That's the first one I saw. Let's talk about it. Is everyone good on gold? I should have held that by. We'll wait for the pullback. Alright, GBP NZD. Let's find it here. Hey, we're about to eat on this gold, guys. Let me tell you. Cool. GN. Let's just go ahead, take off everything. Let's go up to the. First of all, let's talk about this gap here. Right out the gate before we chop this thing up. That's about a 50 pip gap, but from where the price is, it's about 81 pips. Usually, not all the time, and this might actually count right here. We actually had a gap here of 130 pips. It's already closed about 102 pips since the market is already open. So I don't know if I would still try to trade that gap. You might want to wait. I know a lot of you try to catch the gaps. If you don't catch it right when the market opens, just wait, man. Just wait. I mean, especially on Sundays. I mean, we're scalping right now, but you don't have to take that stuff, right? You got a whole week ahead of you. So let's go a little bit higher. Let's look at the daily, first of all. All right, so do we actually track this off the weekly? All right. So we actually already have a nice little markup on this. Now, this is just the weekly because I want to look at the overall movement first before we really start to dig deeper. You feel me? So even if you're scalping or if you're intraday trader, you still need to know where you're at overall. Okay? Because think about this. Even if you're a scalper, would you want to jump in a buy if you're right at a weekly resistance? That's not a position you want to be in, right? But you don't know if you don't at least glance at that chart, okay? So right now, over the past 157 days, we really haven't broken this level. I mean, we just not broken a little bit with the wick, and this that price is pushing up above it. If anything, I would think that I would look at price hitting 2.0600. That's the next institutional bank rate. But overall, we're just looking at the chart to see where we are in the market. Okay, and we see that we're at a strong resistance level. Okay, strong resistance over here. I have this target that keep on buying up, but let's just start breaking this down. Okay. On the daily, what we can do is, I'm just going to remove this old arrows here, remove some stuff, reduce confusion, all this stuff already played out, right? So now, off the daily, I like to start trying to drop my trend lines from here, okay? I already have some support resistance levels in here. Let me see where else we're at here. 7. You need to have one at 2.0300 or 2.0280. So let's do this. 300. That's what we'll drop this on that 350. And then we'll drop another one at 2.0. $380. Let's see that next one. I'm just dropping a couple levels in here that I already know will work out for us. So we can do this. Go ahead and drop a trend line in here. All right. Understand, guys, I'm a technical trader. I'm still right now. I'm actually starting to dig more into fundamentals, but I've always been a technical trader for the last 3 years. So I'm doing what I know at the moment. I know some of you look at volume and all that extra stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I do at the moment. Okay. So let me go ahead and just finish this color real quick. All right. So right now, dropping down to the 4 hour. Here we go. So right now we know we're at a strong resistance area. We can even drop a 4 hour trend line right in the middle of all this, guys. Right? So now we have almost like a fan going on. If you guys aren't familiar with fans, you could think of like a Fed fan or something like that. Basically, we have this overall buy channel, but there's also levels within the levels. Does that make sense? It could be a little bit confusing, right? There's also levels within the levels. So if I was to wait for this to come up, this is what I'm looking for. I want to see price come back up here. I'm going to look for a sell down. Yeah. Now I have 3. This is actually going to be like this. So boom, right here we have 3 potential take profits, right? First take profit, if once price comes all the way back up here, that's what I'm waiting on, okay? I want to see it coming up another retest, just 100 pips. And then once it comes back, hits our 50 weekly fib level, okay? 50 weekly fib level. Then I want to see it come back down here to about 2.0580 or 2.0582. Then once it breaks that, I'll take profit 1. Once it breaks, comes back up for a retest, I'll enter again on the retest and then take that next sell down to our trend line, which is actually the inside of our channel. Okay? That's take profit 2 if that's something, how far you want to take it. All right? Now, if you miss all that, just wait for it to break this trend line. If it breaks the trend line and comes back up for a retest. So now, here you have a couple of options, guys. There are a couple of options. Okay? First option is this. Oh, not options, but you have a couple, well, there are a couple of options and potential outcomes, okay? So here it is. First take profit, more than likely will hit. That's the highest probable one, right? If you run around it a little bit longer, you run more of a risk of it turning around on you, okay? But still, that's take profit 2, okay? Take profit 3 is back to the neckline right here, okay? Overall, that is about 300 pips, right? Now, once price comes down to this middle channel, what can happen is you will get a buy back up, okay? That's why take profit 3 is a little bit more sketchy, okay? That's the lowest probable one until you break out this channel. Remember, all as traders, especially on like a naked chart or a chart markup like this, all you're looking for is a rejection at some point, whether it's a buy or sell, okay? A rejection, when it rejects, price goes back to the previous level of support resistance. In this instance, we're looking for it to go right back to the closest level of support resistance, which is right here. Okay? Now, take your profit, wait for it to break out. Again, if it breaks out, wait for the retest. That's the second entry. All we're worried about is breakout and retest. Once it breaks the support level, support now becomes resistance, enter, and take profit at the net support level. In this instance, our net support level is the actual bottom trend line of our bullish channel. This right here is the bullish channel. Okay? Our next level of support is the actual trend line. Okay? Trend lines are nothing but diagonal support resistance. That's all they are. Okay? So we treat them as such. Wait for the breakout, enter on the retest. Now we take profit at the net support level, which now happens to be just a regular support level. Okay? Did I lose anyone on that? Does that make sense? If you understand this one concept, everything you do trading wise will be so much better. It'll make so much more sense if you understand that everything is just breakout, retest, enter. Go to the next level. Okay? So now, why am I expecting price to come all the way back up here? Where's my mouse? There we go. All the way back up here. Well, it's simple. We're still making higher highs here and higher lows. So by definition, this is still on an uptrend. Okay? If price follows through on that uptrend, then it should at least either meet the previous high or break it. If it broke it, it was retested the 50-50 level on the weekly. That's why I'm still expecting it to rise. All right? Until I start seeing lower lows and lower highs, I'm still expecting it to buy. Okay? And being that this is Sunday, big moves, like a huge sell-off or something like that, I really wouldn't be expecting that Sunday. More on a Monday, not saying it can't happen, okay, because gold has already bought, gold, for example, has already bought up 100 pips since the market went, right? So not saying big moves can't happen, but more than likely they won't happen until the rest of the Forex market is awake tomorrow morning, okay? That's just how I look at it. And then now we have our bias, right? So I dropped my strategy, one of the strategies that I use with my EMAs here, right? Just to keep it simple. When price pulls down to here, if it pulls down to here, what will it line up with? That's rhetorical, by the way. It will line up with our 50 EMA or SMA, right? So the more risky move is to sell because we're going against the trend. So all of this right here, that's more risky. Okay? More risky. That means you don't want to drop nothing massive unless you're looking at it on a smaller time frame. Alright? The bigger move is this buy. This bounce. After the price falls, if it lines up with our 50 and also support level, right? Institutional bank rate, 2.04 thousand. The buy is a stronger move back up. And I did my colors backwards. It's all good. The buy is a stronger move back up. It listed here. Okay? So plenty of opportunity to eat on this, right? Now that we have a bias, we can just drop down. Actually, before I do that, let me drop this chart. Looks like I have a flip here too. Is that a flip? Yeah, that's a flip. That's cool. Alright. You can go ahead and drop this. Let me make sure it looks. So a lot of people ask me, DeAnte, when do I enter? DeAnte, when do I enter before I drop this? That's totally up to you. I'm just going to tell you when I enter. Okay? If I'm playing this safe, right? If I'm being less aggressive, then I don't enter a trade unless I'm at an EMA. So I would wait for either a pullback to my 15 here. If I see that this 15 EMA is being respected heavily, which it is on this time frame, right? We might get a little bit of break, but it comes back up, right? So even here, they have a little bit of break past that and get back up. So if I see that's still being respected, I'm waiting for price to come back down, and then I might take a buy back up, right? If price breaks my 50, then I'm looking for the sales back down if I'm playing this safe. So the answer to that is wait till you're at an EMA, and if you get a rejection off of that with the confirmation, then go in the direction of that trend, okay? To be safe. These retracement trades is a little bit more risky, okay? I don't want to hop on it too long, so let me move on. That's GN on the 4 hour. If you know the overall bias, then you could break that down on the smaller time frames. Just real quick, we'll do it. See what we're looking like on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, I'm sorry. Just drop our EMS on you. On the 1 hour, we see that dip down was just respecting my EMX 200, right? So we could potentially get a double top and then a fall. You guys feeling? Right now, it's just rejecting off of the 50. So this is probably the buyback up. Hit that level I already referenced and then fall. Does that make sense? I need to look at this shit. Is everyone good? I really don't feel like that we have to drop this chart, but you guys let me know. Do you want to drop this chart, the smaller time frame, 1 hour? I'll drop it without the EMS. Just so you guys to see what levels we're expecting here. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pair. The next pair is GU. So GU, all right, so this is the same thing, guys. You can just see it right there. All right, so this is off the daily. I already have this pretty much marked up, so we're just going to review it. A couple of things about GU. Looking at it on a daily time frame, all right? First of all, let me look at the weekly real quick. Look at this weekly. What do you guys see on the weekly? Right out the gate. What are we looking for? Let me just do this for those of you that know. Out the gate. Ain't better any shoulders. Out the gate. Right? On the weekly. So automatically, what are we looking for? We're looking for a buy. Does everyone see the inverted and shoulders first of all? Remember I said about this half of that move? That signals the reversal in the market, especially on these bigger time frames. Right? We got this right here. This is good. It can go here, it can go all the way down to here also. Okay? We could go here, stop at this support level, or it could still drop another 300 pips. So this is where we want to be wary, right? Let's see if we have some confirmations with our EMAs. All right. So on our EMAs, if I just throw this over real quick, we're still in the seller's territory. Yeah, I called it half a bat. Yeah, last year. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that video. So inverted hand shoulders, but right now, even on the weekly time frame, we're still on the seller's market, right? So we can actually do a couple of things. Now, I was saying that price could fall all the way down to this point here, okay? Another 300 pips at least like around 1.24500 base rate, right? You guys see that to the right side. What I want to do is I want to drop a fib. And I want to know, all right, is this the 38.2 pullback here? All right, does this line up with the 0.618 level or 0.62 level on our fib? Because if it did, then this is the move I would be looking more than likely that it could possibly keep on falling. Okay, it could possibly keep on falling. So let me drop my fib. I did not do this prior, and just eyeballing it, and this like a 62 level here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my fib and start stacking my confirmations. Okay, let's see. Grab my fib. I can't really see the width, but I'm dropping from here to here. All right. Look at where this right shoulder lines up with. Might even with the other side. Yeah. The right shoulder lines up between the 0.62 and the 705 level. All right. And we know that these levels, I call these my kill zone levels. If I'm looking for a reversal, these are the levels that I'm looking for that reversal to play out at. Right? Yeah, kill zone, Coco. Come on now. Don't play with me. Right? So, looking at this overall, what it's telling me that yes, this could pull back, but that's not going to be the overall buy I'm looking for. This might just be pulled back so the market can catch its breath. Pull back, and then we have to drop here or here, anywhere in this area, and then the buy in. Right? So any early buy, remember this is still a lot of pips, guys. This is off the weekly, right? So there's still a lot of pips to be caught in between all these levels, right? I just wanted to give you the weekly look on it, and then we're gonna break this down. Okay? So you can understand this buy right here, this will probably only play out up to this level. Why this level? A couple of reasons why I picked this level, and you're gonna see it on the lower time frames. Number one, when it comes to market formations and looking for moves, a lot of the times when you're looking at the bigger time frames, you're going to have formations inside the formations, right? We might have an inverted hand and shoulders here, but if we look at current market price from here over, hold on, before, let me drop this real quick so you guys can see everything I'm talking about, okay? Hopefully that'll come up. All right. Yeah, cool. So if I was to remove this, and let's just look at it, let's just take a deeper look. All right, we already know about this fib. We know this is the kill zone level, right? I might even drop a couple of lines down here so I don't forget. Now that all those lines are also support resistance levels, right? But you guys recall the way I marked a lot of my charts, this is based off the fib levels. Okay, so now I know. When I come back, okay? So what I was saying was this formations inside of formations, right? So if we look at this closely, and I might even be able to see it more better, not really, about the same. If we look at it closely, and let's kind of back up a little bit, right? Let's kind of back away the screen just a little bit. Does that not look like a potential head and shoulders pattern right here? From this point over? Does this look like a potential head and shoulders pattern? That's actually great news for us, right? That's great news for us because we're looking for the market to fall even more, right? We're looking for the market to fall even more. So if we get a market pattern that is a sell market pattern, that's to give us more confidence that what? After this bad boy pulls up some to this level, kill zone level, or not kill zone level, institutional bank rate 1.3 thousand, right? Which is also a strong resistance level, we could potentially see it reverse back down and sell back down to complete our overall inverted head and shoulders, and then we'll ride that bad boy back up. So, and there's one markup, this is what we had. We got 197 pips right there. If I was being aggressive, after that 197 pip buy, remember this is on the weekly, so this will take time. After the buy, I know I got a sell coming for at least 200 pips. And I'm going to put someone stop on that bad boy. I can potentially catch 200 pips. Right? This is why people say you could stick to one pair and eat all day. Because, Coquina, do we need 300 pips?
Nope, we only need 10.
We only need how many?
10.
10. That's all we need, right? So 200 pips, that's a lot more. A whole lot more than we need, especially if we're stacking. Even then, if we're not stacking and drop down to the small time frame, I hop in ahead of pullback. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and break this bad boy down even further. Okay? So that's GU on the weekly. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this bad boy. I freaking hate that. All right. Drop this. We'll bring this down just a little bit more. This is better. Okay. Maybe most recent. I don't know how to work this, so I might. Awesome. If anyone has any questions about any of these charts, just let me know. But please don't bombard me with 100 questions if they haven't watched the replay yet. All right. So let's go ahead. We see the buy that can happen now, right? Let's go down to the 4 hour. We're gonna skip over the daily, and we're gonna see. Actually, the daily might give us a better insight. Let's look at the daily. We're going to see. I'm going to remove this. Take some of this noise off. Boom. Okay. So on the daily, what we have here is that price came down, hit the support level that we have kind of like a stop hunt right here, right? How many pips is that? Almost 100 pips right there, okay? But if we look left, this is a pretty strong support level, right? To me, let me tell you what this looks like. We always look for a breakout and then a retest, right? So here, come lower, we have the breakout, boom. It still has the retested down here. Consolidation, another bullish push, right? This whole thing right here, in my eyes, when I look at the market, it's just a pullback to this level, right? From when it broke out of this range, okay? That's all that looks like to me. If I was to, let me see something. Looking at the daily, now remember, we looked at the weekly, we looked at the overall move here, right? If we go at the daily and we look at this breakout here, this is probably lines up with the 38.2, right? And usually, what happens is you'll get a pullback. After you have a breakout, you get a pullback to the 38.2 first. The price will push back up or back down, whichever direction is going. To push back up either 100% or up to the 236 on the Fed levels, okay? If I'm speaking a different language to you right now, keep on showing up to the calls, okay? They'll understand what I'm saying. If you want to understand a lot more, jump in the academy, okay? So, I'm going to guesstimate before I throw the Fed, this is probably about the 38.2, right? It might be around the 50, let's see. If I jump the Fed here, come up, all right. So it's actually almost down to the 62 level on my Fed. The reason why I bring up the Fed so much is because this is what I use when I trade mostly, right? This is one of my strong confirmations is the Fed. And at the 62 level, 705 level, that's a lot of times you guys already know. If you don't, it's all good. These levels down here is where we get most of our rejections at, okay? These levels is where we're going to see most of our pullbacks coming in, okay? So this 62 level, this should give you a stronger confidence. It's called a confirmation, actually, of possibly this buying back up, okay? And if it did buy back up, first take profits here, 1.2900. If it breaks that, second take profit is the next 100 pips, 1.3 thousand. Boom, pull back. Second entry is right here. So let's say 1 entry. If it missed that, it's all good. Wait for the push up, wait for it to break, come back down to retest. Take that buy. Boom. Take it back up here. Take profit 1. Good to go. Right? If it breaks that, okay. Take it to the next level. Take profit 2. By that time, you'll be lined up with the top of the channel, and we might come back down to create that head and shoulders pattern. Okay? So let me just drop this. Let me look see how the Fed, okay, this is getting better. All right, so let me tell you guys something. This is off of the daily time frame. I'll turn up, this is my 200 here. Where in the world? I don't know what my email 200 is. I'm sorry if this is looks like a hot mess right now. Let me check this Fib out. So we'll clean that up. Right? Based off of our Fib, I mean, looking at our EMAs, what do we know about the 50 EMA or 50 SMA? Yep, I got buying that kill zone level. What do we know about the 50 SMA? What does price always want to do?
Respect it.
Yes, it always wants to respect it. It always wants to pull back to it. Okay? And since our bias right now, this is the 200. Thanks, man. Even though like our bias right now is for a buy, look what happened on the daily time frame. Price came down, respected not just this level, but also the 200 MA. That's two confirmations in itself, and this is a very strong support level. Okay? Now, when market first opened, we probably could have caught some of this, but you know, it is what it is, right? So price will pull back up to the 50, and then we could probably see a rejection, or we might, this is GDU, so we might even get a wick to fill in the rest of these pips, and then a pullback. You feel me? GDU loves to pull back, loves the wick and stop hunt, just like gold, okay? Just like gold. So just as long as we can recognize that, you'll be good. But this is the overall move right here that I would look for. I would say, you know what, forget the buy. I maybe eat off the sell. Right? Even though right now the buy is a stronger move because we are in the uptrend. Right? So you can still take it from where we're at now up to 1.2900. Set a stop loss. You could do 50 pips. Set the stop loss at 1.2745, just below the 1.2750 institutional bank rate. So just in case price does fall, it'll bounce off of that and it'll still be protected. You know what I mean? But overall, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this chart with the Fed. I'm gonna look the EMAs on there. For you guys to see what we're looking at. Okay. Hopefully these support levels. Let me shade this bad boy in real quick. So it's not too confusing. Okay. Alright. See if I can fit this whole thing in here. Alright, cool. So while we're on this, well, this is video. Let's drop down to one more time frame. What time is it? But dang, it's already been an hour. Jeez. One more time frame, and we'll see if we look for any confirmations of this buy happening. Okay? Any confirmations. Well, there we go right here. All right. If I was to just drop my Fed from here to here, we're going to do a quick markup on this and drop my trend lines on every Fib level. Because our Fib levels are natural support resistance levels. Okay? Let me show you. Drop it, boom, 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 all my levels. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and make this my kill zone levels. I'm going to show you guys how all this stuff comes together in one chart, so then you can go back and duplicate the same thing on the other charts. Okay? Now, you guys sit here and watch me. I didn't do none of this prior to marking up the higher charts, right? So we know that this is 62.62. Let's say H1. This is 705. And the next one is 79. Okay, not your latest fit. We're good. All right. So remember, we always talk about breakout, retest, to enter, right? Look where price broke out at initially. Let's say right here first. Boom. Broke out here. And then it broke out here, right? I don't want to mark it up because I don't want to be too sloppy with it. But this lines up right with the 0.62 in my fib. A little bit of look for the reverses to happen. It lines up right at the breakout. Right at the previous breakout. A little bit sad. Price already retested this level one time, two times. They had that aggressive fall, right? And then we're expected to come back up here and then potentially fall again. So either here at the 62 level, 705 level, and the 79 level, right? So all this stuff lines up. That's not a coincidence. All right. Now I dropped these fib levels here without even looking at price as my support resistance. But look, when you scroll back to these levels, are they not being respected? We didn't even go all the way back here, right? But they're still not that high now. But those levels will still be respected even if we go back all the way back. This is the 4 hour. You see those levels are constantly being respected, right? Let's go back to the 1 hour. All right. So we got support resistance. What's next? Our trend lines, right? So we can actually drop one just straight across the top right here. Straight across the top. We're going to be looking for rejection where the top of our trend line intersects our resistance. For the sell back down. So if it happened here, or here. Okay? So here's their job right now. They're saying this, look, if price does not break the top of this trend line and then rejects it to 62, I'm going to take the sell back down to 1051. If it breaks, if it retests, it starts to come back up, while you're in this kill zone, just wait. Just wait. Because it could turn around any one of these kill zone levels. All right? So what you can do, if you want to take an early entry, wherever lot size you're using, whatever lot size you're using, you could split that lot size in half so you're not risking more of your account than you have to, right? It'll be just like you're dropping just one position. So you could split that lot size in half. Let's say we're going to jump in at $2 lot sizes, just for example, okay? Then my first entry here is going to be $1. The price pulls up again, it starts to reject, $1. Another $1 lot size here. Now I'm all in at my overall $2 lot size, right? And then the stop loss will be up here. Take profit down here, right? Or you could wait until price, if it does break above it, just wait for it to come back down below, retest, and then. Hold on. Does that make sense? Everyone good on GU? So this is the short-term move. This is the short-term move. See what happens. And this sell, in my opinion, from looking at what the charts are seeing, are showing me, the sell down is the long-term move. Okay? I can drop this. I'm going to post this. It's one. And then I'm going to, just really quickly, I'm going to throw on my EMAs. Now that I have my bias, I use my EMAs to confirm my bias, right? Once the price breaks back above the 15 EMA here, it's already saying it's going to buy all the way up here. So once it breaks back above it, and let's say for me, I would say if it breaks this support level or resistance level, I might sit the buy up to the 50. Just a nice little step up, you know? That's still, how many pips is that? That's 50 pips. Do we need 50? No. All we need is 10. Can you go for the 50? Yeah, it's up to you. So, right. So that's GU. You guys could break that down lower as far as you want. I don't want to spend too much more time on that. Is everyone good on GU? Jay crazy. Everyone good on GU? Cool. All right. I think I spent too much time on gold tonight. I'm gonna look at one more chart. I'm gonna look at a simple one. Let's do the EURUSD, since both gold and GU and GN are all faster moving pairs. Let's look at EURUSD, and this is something that anyone can trade. Okay, anyone can trade. It's a little bit slower. It respects market sentiment a little bit more. All day. All right, so this buy down here, we caught this last week. It was like 193 pips, right? So let's just go ahead and drop it. Let's remove all this stuff here. This thing is still playing out, actually. All right. So, okay. This is off the daily. This is what we're looking at overall, okay? What would you be expecting on EURUSD at the moment? What are you guys looking at? Whoever asked for this pair, what were you expecting? What are you looking at to happen? If it's still here. Buy, sell, retest, okay? Anything else? I have one person says buy, someone says retest and then sell. Okay, I see a retest and then buy. Okay. Jumping number one, did you think buy? Number two, do you think sell? This is the last shot of the night, guys. Number one for buy, number two for sell. That's what you guys looking at. All right. A lot of people say sells, a couple people say buys. So, let me do this. Drop that fib on it. Double top. All right. So this is what I see, guys. I see a couple things. I see number one, a possible inverted edge release. number one. I also see that we could possibly just get like, do you guys hear that beeping? Is someone's mic on? That might be me. All right. So if this was to sell, I want to look for the sell until we hit this level here, right at 1.100, right? See how that fib level just lines up with that strong bank rate? Okay, 1.100 right there, because I'm looking for another retest here. Possibly at this level, or even if you go as high as here also, right? So the first retest I'm actually looking for is right here, right? But with that being said, let me just delete this. All right, I just need the majors anyway. With that being said, price on EU has been buying quite some time. The last 10 days up, okay? The last 10 days up. So what we want to be prepared for is maybe this thing will end up pulling back a lot more. This is 300 pips, right? 300 pip buy. Usually we'll look for a pullback, a 50% pullback, right? So let's go here. Let's say from here to here, if they come up here, it's 325 pips. Now I'm just doing a hypothetical exercise here. If it pulled up here, 50% will be right around here. Okay? If that happens. So two possible scenarios. Two of them. And this is all contingent also with the big thing going on now, which is the coronavirus. So if we get some bad news about that virus, or some good news, it could affect this market. So right now, this right here is a potential move, right? But what I want to do is overall, because that's really ugly, I'm going to go ahead and put my EMAs on here just to help me see, okay, where is this market really? Okay? We're still in the seller's market, and price is pulled so far away from our smaller EMAs. I definitely will be expecting this pullback to happen up here at 1.1100. Okay? Because not only is this a strong resistance level, but it also lines up with our large EMA, 200 EMA. This also lines up with a major resistance level and institutional bank rate 1.1100. Okay? So I would expect an injection to happen here, and we could take this down in increments of 100. So this whole first hit profit is 100 pips. From there, break out, see what happens, see how the market lines up. Does it reject? Does it break through? Super simple. Super simple and clean, man. You feel me? So let me go ahead and drop this. Can we add more to this chart? Yeah, we can. All right. We can add a couple of trend lines. If it boosts your confidence more, you can add a couple of trend lines here. Drop one straight down. Boom. All right, I'll make that black. Hold on. You can always add more confirmations to give you more confidence in the setup, right? We can also do another one. I mean, it was really, I like this one better. I'm going to drop another one, and now you got price track, right? Now you got price track there. You can say, all right, if it comes all the way up here, I might let it wait to this line. If it rejects, boom, that's resistance. I'm taking the sell back down, right? If I get rejection here, I take the sell back down. How do our EMAs line that? All right? If you get all those confirmations right in this same area, don't be afraid to pull the trigger, okay? Because price will come back down to test this 15 MA. And then it could push back up or it could break it. Okay? Does that make sense? But for me, I like to keep it simple. I only really make my charts real messy like this if I'm charting by myself, right? For me though, I mean, this is enough. For you, this could be enough too. You know where your resistance levels are. You're good to go. Everyone good? Sometimes I feel like I stay in these charts a little bit too long. Y'all can let me know anytime. Okay, DeAnte, freaking move on, man. All right. Already dropped the shot. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna drop down one more time frame. So we'll look at that here overall. All right. So, like I said, was it gold earlier? I can't remember. We're still making higher highs here. We're still making higher highs here. We're still on bipoma on the smaller time frame. Remember, we're just on the daily. We're looking for the overall move, and we said that price is going to end up coming all the way up here, 1.1100, right? So now, break it down the smaller time frame. If we're expecting to buy up that high, is it a bad idea to take buy stops up to the area to where we think there's a turnaround at? We're more than likely to turn around at. So you can scalp this. There's still another 50 pips in there. If you get a breakout, and then the recess, you can enter there, right? Or, like someone mentioned earlier, there's nothing wrong with setting a buy stop somewhere in the middle there. But once it breaks out, there's nothing wrong with setting a buy limit. Is it more risky? And bipoma, I mean, I'll do it. I'd like to see the price actually pull back to my 15 EMA first. Because why 15 for me right now? Because if I look left, that's what's been respected on this time frame. The 50 hasn't really been respected since the crossover. But the 15 has. Right? Except for there, it kind of broke out again. Right? So don't be afraid to drop a couple of small lots. If you so choose, okay, do it on demo, they're not confident, and take the buyback up. Until that overall sell plays out like we charted out on the bigger time frame. Does that make sense? Does that make it simple? You know? Does it make it simple? Or less confusing? The more that you do it and chart it out, the easier to be. That's where we're starting our Thursday night calls. And nothing but Q&A and but Sucker FX, okay? Because I want to see you guys do it. Now, I'm not going to cover NOS 100 US 30 and other lines because we're going to start up gold. And for you guys that trade NOS 100 US 30 and all that, you already know how to bounce that off of lows, right? You guys already know. Keep in mind, while we wrap this thing up, that a couple things I forgot to cover at the beginning. Just so you guys are checking the news on any of your pairs. Okay? Make sure you guys are checking the news, especially if you're a scalper, number one. Number two, keep in mind, coronavirus news, all this stuff is epic. It's been moving the market, something crazy, all right? 400 or 500 pips on gold in a day, for a day and a half is insane. 26,000 pips on US 30 in a week is insane. That's how much fundamentals can move the market. Okay, so be aware of that. Make sure you take that in consideration when you take it in the trade, whether it's from a signal, from one of our Forex templates, from one of our indicators, all that. Keep all that stuff in mind. Okay? All that stuff in mind. Before I wrap this bad boy up, is there any questions for me? Did you guys find value in this call? If you did, drop the number 111. As always, it's your boy DeAnte, Break the Cycle Section, and I'll see you on the next webinar. You guys have a great night.